Welcome back, and with me today from the third board is the board president, Rosemary DiLorenzo, and thank you very much.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good, good.
Yeah, you have a lot of stuff coming up this time of year.
Yes, we do. It is, well, we're working on our year-end review.
Yes.
Because we will present that at our October 3rd meeting, so all of the things that the board has accomplished. And unfortunately, we never accomplish as much as we want to accomplish, but the things are all on the road to being accomplished. I think one of the biggest things that we have voted on and decided on is that we're going to complete the cul-de-sac project, which was numbering all the cul-de-sacs. And that has gotten such a tremendous favorable response from the community, and because everybody said we don't know where we are and blah 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 blah. So we voted. I think we needed $23,000 more, which we had to finish it, and we said let's just finish that this year, so that'll be done.
Well, that just out of curiosity. At night, will those be lit signs or lights on them or something?
Yeah, they're positioned so that you see them. You know, your headlights.
Okay.
And they're really good. I mean, they're good. The one thing that we have to always be sure of is that, you know, the one on my corner, their plants grow in front of them right away, so I always have to report it.
Yeah.
But we're excited about doing that, and that, of course, leads into the fact that on Friday, we had a meeting regarding our street lighting project.
Yes, yeah.
And for the people who don't know, Third purchased the street light poles from SCE because we were getting really such poor service from SCE because if a street light would go out, it could be out for 6 months and they would never get around to replacing it. And the thing is in this community, lighting is that it's, you know, it's not as well done as it could have been when it was constructed. So by acquiring the poles, first of all, we did a return on investment, which was very favorable. First of all, we don't have to pay SCE rent every month, rent for poles that aren't working, which is really an insult. But it also gives us the opportunity to change the lighting fixtures on it. So that's what we went over on our meeting on Friday. We're working on our second pilot to put in different lights with different lumens. I mean, now I'm not a lighting expert, so you could ask me what that is, and I would say check with staff. But we did have a really good meeting with staff, with our board, and with the company who's doing the work. So we're going to be announcing very soon another pilot. We just have to be sure, this was our decision today, that the lighting fixture that's recommended and that we like, though we haven't seen it in the pilot, that is affordable. That we don't want to suddenly it makes sense here, don't want to do a pilot and say, oh, by the way, the pilot that we did is really nice, but we can't afford that because we don't have, because we had already budgeted this money last year.
And if I'm right, there's over like 700 in total once it's all
gets
done.
But we're not doing the same fixtures on all of them. So we asked staff if they could please, you know, look at everything, and if we use this new one that we liked at this, you know, whatever, plus the ones that could stay the same, you know, just put the whole thing together and get back to us by Tuesday to make sure that this is what we had put in our budget or pretty close to it. And then we can go ahead and do the pilot. So that's really very exciting. And that led us to another thing, which of course I asked the other day. I was driving up the hill because I live at gate 14. And I saw that a street light was out. So I said, oh my God, what do I do? You know, does somebody, you know, what do I do? And the thing is of course I could see because it was only one, but so what could I do? I contacted the department head, which is not, you know, which is okay because I was trying to figure out the procedure. But the basic thing, and I asked this of all of the residents, if you see a street light out, you should contact resident services and tell them approximately where the street light is. It was suggested that we give in the street light number, but I don't expect anyone to jump out of their car and look up to see what the number is, because I think that's a bit much. Wouldn't even do it. So, but if you could report, you know, if when they call in to resident services where it is, that approximately where it is, we'll get somebody out. Plus, we, you know, to look at it and then to replace the light. because we're not working through SCE anymore. We have a company who does that for us. We
Okay.
actually contracted out. We don't have our staff climbing the poles. I mean, that wouldn't have made any sense.
Okay.
But I think that that's a good thing, important thing to remember.
Okay. Now, coming up is elections, and this is the start of sort of the folks that would like to apply. There are going to be 4 positions available.
4 positions available. We actually had a very nice little, if you want
That's
to
right,
know
I
about
remember
the
that.
board reception, and it was well attended. I think
Good.
there were about 20 people there. And actually, 2 of the people who were there recontacted me and asked for more information, which I think was great. The basic thing is so now the applications are available, and they can be picked up by going to the reception desk at, in the lobby of the community center, and they will have the person upstairs bring it down. The biggest thing is that if anybody picks up an application and has any questions on it, like how do I fill this out, or what does that mean, or gee, this doesn't make sense, or whatever, they are free to, there's a number on there as to who to contact, or they can contact any one of the board members, because if we're not running for the board,
Right.
we are here to help people to apply to run for the board, because there's no favoritism there.
Yeah,
All we're trying
yeah.
to do is help build a group, enough of a group so that people can vote for the one
Right.
who they think is best. But then, of course, our staff will work with all of the candidates, because we do film them here.
Yeah, they. I'm trying to remember how we did it last year. I do not interview them because that could be, you
Right.
could have bias sneak in there or not or whatever. But I have to figure out how we're doing that this year. A lot of times they just come in and do a little promo, then we put it all together.
Yeah, I think
So,
that they
but
just
yeah.
are given a certain amount of time to
Yeah,
go and give
yeah.
a little bio about themselves or
Right.
whatever. And again, our staff our staff or the board members are happy to work with you. We even have some former board members who are happy, who like majored or minored in English, who are happy to work with a resident who is interested
Yeah.
in applying. So we're all there to help. I would be happy to help anyone. I did meet with 2 people about questions on how much time does it take to be on the board, kind of questions. But for some of our board members, because this is a community of many different ethnic groups, and English might not be their first language, and they have to they have to write up things, and we're happy to help them help edit
Right.
what they write so they feel comfortable.
All right. Now, parking, always been an issue. And I know in your last meeting, your board meeting, that Steve Parsons talked about the area called the Wedding Cake, expanding some parking there really for golf carts.
Yeah, parking has always been a big issue in Third. And last year, we went through and worked with the fire department in removing unnecessary red line.
Right.
And that was really good. We had a few people who were not happy with it because of backing up their cars and parking, et cetera. But overall, we added a tremendous amount of parking spaces. And we don't get big groups coming in anymore who are saying, you have to build a parking structure, whatever. But we do know that from when this community was first put together, it was always a 1 car per family kind of thing. And now it's 2 cars.
Yeah.
And a golf cart,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
So one of the things that we're really looking at is trying to add golf cart parking, because a lot of people park their golf carts in the car parking space. And then, so it just gets to be really crowded. So we're not putting in golf cart parking that is going to have charging stations, because we don't
Okay.
want to go that far. The basic thing that we're saying is we're putting in some golf cart, we're going to be putting in additional parking. Some of it might be from golf carts, but you're going to have to, when you pull your car out, if you want to charge your golf cart, put it into your parking space
Yeah.
where there is electricity, because we don't want to go over the top. What we're just trying to do is accommodate the fact that more people have the things to park.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw an electric bike the other day. I didn't even know they had electric bikes.
Well, I have to tell you, we were just up in Alaska and we rented some. And now my wife, we have regular bikes at home. She's like, oh, heck no. Let's get the electric one. So Yes, they're fun.
I saw one the other day
They're
when I
fun.
was in, I won't mention the store, but it begins with a C. And I saw one and I said, what's an electric
They're
bike?
pretty
What
cool.
part of it is electric?
They're pricey, but
Yeah, I think this one was over
they're
$1,000.
nice. Oh yeah. They're
all
nice
right.
though. I got to tell you, you get on one once, you'll never go back to a regular.
Oh
one,
wow!
I'll just tell you.
I mean, when we were, excuse me, I don't want to pretend that I'm older, but we were lucky if we had they had speed bikes.
Yes,
You know,
that's
that
right.
was like woo,
Yeah,
big
me too.
exciting thing. So okay, so we're excited about that, and we did have money in the budget for the parking. So we're going to work on it, and then we're going to continue with this in the future to try
All right.
to address
Now,
it.
kind of going along with that, speeding. You know, always a concern in this community.
You know, we have to have at least one or possibly two of our board members attend this hearings for traffic violations.
Mm-hmm.
And we have seen an increase in speeding.
Yeah.
And all we do is we ask, you know, sometimes when I'm out crossing the street, you know, somebody's speeding by and you almost want to do a citizen's arrest, but they're already down on the corner. But the thing is it's very easy to speed, especially because the speed is lower in the village.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And off of the top of my head, I don't know what the speeds are in different areas, but if anybody, we should all watch our speed. And if we need any information on what the speed should be in any different areas, we should contact resident services,
Okay.
contact the traffic department, or I can remind our communications department to remind the people what the speeds are.
Okay.
But I know you'll see, we just had our gates are being finished because I live at gate 14, so it's just about completed. So the speeds have been different because it's all been
right. Yeah.
crazy up there. But it's very easy to go over to 20 miles an hour. It's like in a flash.
Right.
Never mind 15 or 10. So we just have to be really careful. Sometimes I don't cut through the community. I used to cut through the community because I'm worried that I might get a ticket.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get a ticket.
So finally, coming up, of course, is budget season, and coming up on August 8th, you will have the televised meeting of the presentation of the 2020 budget.
I believe it's at 1 p.m. in the boardroom. But information will be out to verify it, but I believe that's what time it is. We've already had a lot of meetings regarding the budget with our board, pre-meetings, meetings with staff, meetings with our CEO. And the basic thing is we understand that, things go up, salaries go up. But we really want to be very careful because we understand that people are on, fixed incomes, but we also know that we we have to address things that are really old.
Right.
And one of our focus for a number of years has been dry rot, and we're getting a handle on that. And we really have to, we're working on the copper pipe and waistline remediation. That's a really big focus of ours. Though we are also trying to move forward, and we just, we signed a contract to have the slopes done because we're not having staff doing it, we're contracting it out, and which was a better move financially for us and also for our employees who had a difficult time with the hills. So we're trying to do a combination of things that are important for the resale value, important for the value for living there. So we really always have to do a mix of things that are right, and we always open it up for resident comments. Every time I drive into the board meeting, I look at the parking lot and I go, are there going to be a lot of people here who are going to be unhappy about something today? And it hasn't been that hasn't been the case. But we're really trying very diligently. Our biggest focus this year was to try to, and it didn't quite work, but it will be working. We tried to get GRF to be more on top of watching how they spend money and how they charge for things without overcharging some groups and other groups not doing it. So we've had a lot of that, and so that our contribution from our assessments to GRF is minimized because they can sort of maintain themselves a bit more. And it wasn't as successful as we would have liked it to have been, but that's the bandwagon
Right,
that
right.
we're all trying to be on, because then if we don't have to give them as much, we have more to spend to repair our homes or less to charge in the assessment.
right.
So we're still working on it. We're not at the final stage yet, but it will be on August 8th.
Okay.
So that's it. We're done.
All right. Thank you very much.
And thank you.
All right.
It was great to see you again.
Good to see you.
Thanks.
You take care.
Bye-bye.
We'll be right back.
Well,
Yeah.